So I love the NFL offseason. Well, offseason for my stupid teams. Not quite everyone's offseason yet, but you can explore the space, rotisserie football, as it were. So here we go. We got 5 face melting, scorching, blockbuster trades. It could happen. Why the hell not? So let's explore. Number 1. So Matt Ryan to the Niners, coming out throwing gas, baby. So new GM, new head coach in Atlanta. Now, Matt Ryan, I get it. You know, former GM Thomas Dimitroff, first draft pick, number 3 overall, coming out of Boston College. He's been great. He's been at times an extremely elite quarterback, borderline Hall of Fame. But either way, Matt Ryan is due to make $23 million next season, but the Falcons can free up $22.6 million in cap space if they trade him and get another team to take on that contract. Now, Matt Ryan played some of his best ball under Kyle Shanahan when he was OC of the Falcons, including a Super Bowl appearance, as well as his only All-Pro season in 2016. Matt Ryan does turn 36 years young in May, still has just a little bit of tread left on that tire, but the Niners, with everyone healthy, I feel like they still feel that the Super Bowl window is open. They're not going to get there with Jimmy G. They're going to jettison number 10. CJ Beathard is not it. Nick Mullins, even though Shanahan likes him, but Shanahan with his guy, one last ride, or maybe 2 more years. Who really knows? Next up, Blockbuster trade suggestion number 2, Colts trade for Carson Wentz. So this one seems to be the easiest grooved one, where Carson Wentz wants out of Philly. It's Hurts town now, and Jalen Hurts is going to be an absolute stud. I get it, but now they need to trick someone into taking on that contract, which is stupid, right? But Frank Reich, former OC in Philly, did good work with Carson Wentz. And frankly, I mean, 2017, before he got hurt and Nick Foles took over and did his BDN thing, right? You could say that Carson Wentz was in the MVP conversation. He absolutely was. Now, at his peak, he's great. But problem is, he's always been down here in the valleys, right? Now, the Colts got into the playoffs, but defense is great. Phillip Rivers has been serviceable, but also is only on a 1-year deal, and he can't play forever, right? Jabroni Brisket is also going to be a free agent. He's a high-paid backup. Jacob Eason, the 4th-round pick out of Washington. Okay, does that really do it for you? Now, if you have a chance to land the former number 2 overall pick, a guy who has shown under Frank Reich can play at an extremely high level, I think you could sell that to the fan base. I think you could, even though Chris Ballard, I mean, he will gamble, but will he gamble with this? And if healthy and a decent supporting cast, which they do have in Indianapolis, I think Wentz could be salvageable. And the Eagles would love to unload that contract, but they might have to Osweiler him to do it, i.e. offer more in trade than you get back just to take on that deal. So trading Wentz and say a 2 to the Colts for, I don't know, a 3 or something like that, just to take on that salary, could be in the offing. Next up, Blockbuster trade number 3. Face melting. Deshaun Watson to the Patriots. Oh, why would you do that? Oh, if Belichick pulls this off, people got to be screaming, why does he keep getting away with this? Right? And this would light the NFL on fire. So Deshaun, low-key, had an MVP season on a garbage team that was ruined, ironically, by one of Belichick's old guys, Bill O'Brien, B.O.B. And they were without a 1st and 2nd round pick this year with Laramie Tunsil because of that trade. And they're going to have a new GM. They're going to have a new head coach. And the short-term future around Deshaun, it's not looking great. So would they try to potentially Herschel Walker? That hurts. Deshaun Watson, even though Watson on a pretty reasonable extension, not going to lie, as well as is in his prime, not even scratching his prime yet, one of the best quarterbacks in the league as well. But, so the Patriots went 7-9. They have the number 15 overall pick. The Cam experiment failed. They need to do something. And they're out of range of the big 4 in the draft, maybe even big 5 quarterbacks, right? And maybe offering 15, 46, and a future first for Deshaun. I mean, the new GM coming in, he didn't draft Deshaun. Maybe he wants a different cup of tea. I wouldn't understand why, because Deshaun is the man. But they're able to recoup a mid-1st and 2nd round pick this draft, as well as get a future first. That could rebuild this team in a hurry. It could, even though you would be looking to get a quarterback half as good as Deshaun, but it's okay. As well as the Patriots do have $67 million in change in cap space next year, so they can take on that deal. And then Belichick wins 5 more Super Bowls with Deshaun Watson. How could you let that happen, Houston? Fine. Next up, number 4, just scorch show blockbuster trade for this offseason. Matthew Stafford to the Broncos. Oh, baby. So, again, regime change. New GM, new head coach in Detroit. Matthew Stafford is not their guy. They could be in range to draft Trey Lance or, say, even Mac Jones as their quarterback of the future. Also, if you're Matthew Stafford, you look around Detroit, I don't know, man, right? You're heading towards the back end of your career, and you see that Babytron probably leaving free agency, Marvin Jones probably leaving free agency, Amendola should have retired 5 years ago. I'm out. Deuces. So now the Broncos, they do have Drew Lock, 2019 second-round pick, but what has he shown you in 2 years that be like, yeah, that's the guy? Nah. So Von Miller isn't getting any younger, obviously would want ring number 2. Now Matthew Stafford is not going to get you that, but, I mean, it'll be a good sell to the fan base, I guess. Now, Elway is allegedly stepping aside and going to hire a GM and not be the final decision maker. Bull poop. I say bull poop. Now, Elway has tried the veteran Band-Aid quarterback route before. Now, it worked to a degree with Peyton Manning. I mean, big stats his first 3 years in Denver, and then he died, but then they still won a Super Bowl. Didn't work when they signed Keenum. It didn't work when they traded for Flacco. So could this be it? And I don't think it would cost much, to be honest. Like, if Denver took on that contract, like maybe a 2, maybe a 3 even, it's possible. Lastly, Blockbuster trade suggestion number 5 for this offseason. Danielle Hunter to the Dolphins. This one hurts. This one hurts, but we have to explore and talk about it because it's a long offseason. So, proposal, Danielle plus the 14 overall pick for 3/18, 36.50. Bingo. Right, so 2 firsts, 2 seconds for Danielle and a mid-round first. Now the question is, why would the Dolphins do that? All this draft capital, young team, up and coming. So if Danielle Hunter's neck is good to go, you have the best edge rusher in the NFL, still in his prime, and you have the cap to pay him what he deserves, right? And also, the thing missing from the Florence defense this year is a consistent close side of the field pass rush. And guess who's really phenomenal at that? Oh, good old number 99, Danielle Hunter, the real deal Hunter, right? And the question is, why would the Vikings do this? Well, it's clear that Danielle wants to get paid from that rap sheet tweet announcing, well, he's getting season-ending surgery, and he needs to get paid. Is this Danielle's ending time in Minnesota? Blah, the editorializing, right? So now we put this out to you, the people. 4,300 Jerome's voted. 54% say yay. Now, I'm torn. Like, if Danielle's back, he's back. And better than ever, the best edge rusher in the NFL. I get that. But, I mean, that is a lot of draft capital. And what do you do at 3? Quarterback of the future? I mean, do you go Fields? Do you go Wilson if he's there? Do you trade down? Or do you just take Penny Sewell no matter what? Just plop him anywhere on this offensive line. All of a sudden, that's instantly upgraded. And then you have 18, 36, and 50. You go get yourself Azeez Ujulari out of Georgia to replace Danielle Hunter effectively. Rondale Moore as a wide receiver 3 and return man. And then Jalen Twyman, put him in at 3 tech. Super Bowl, baby. Woo! Let's go. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm still unsure, but I don't know. We can dream, right? But yeah. Anyways, that's 5 scorching hot, face melting trade suggestions for the NFL offseason. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.